Welcome back, guys, to another video. Please leave a like, sub, comments, share, subscribe. Everything that you guys do for the channel to make me grow as a channel and all the content that I've been putting out. So, appreciate everything you guys been doing and all the feedback and any suggestions. I would greatly appreciate it. So, even the total programs I'm using. So I appreciate everybody. So today topic is going to be beginner's guide of how to progress and get stronger to the game. So I went back to chapter 1. First thing that you want to do is get through the prologue, right? Once you are done with the intro and prologue, you will hit this spot, right? So this is the town that you're gonna be in, where in the beginning you will start to do everything here. Alright, so real quick, the first thing that we want to do is pick up any gears possible that you want to use. You want to swap out the gears as quickly as you can. You want to focus pretty much on if you're crit build. Two things: crit build or no crit build. There's two different type of damage, right, in the game. So crit build is, again, you prioritize on crit rate, crit damage, um, maximize damage, maximize chance, so that type of thing. And the other is non-crit build, meaning you do not crit at all. You just base on, non-critical damage. So as you progress, the main thing you want to do is you want to have three things. Okay, your skill needs to be 6 links, meaning six color on the main skill. Secondly, if you're playing a secondary skill, then you would need the trigger rune, the proper trigger runes for the proper skills. Okay, you need to understand tags. The skill have tags. Rune links also have tags. You need to focus on your stats and your zodiac, right? So we cover everything here. So let's say I'm just starting out, and the first thing that I want to do is to see if I've accumulated throughout the prologue and all the stuff, running all the um, acts that I have, like right here. Once you get to here, you want to see if you have enough to make your skill 6 links. So how do we do that? First of all, this lady will sell all the skills possible that you can buy with gold. Okay, from range, melee to spells. Okay, and then runes as well, right? So the first thing is we want to identify is the skill that we're gonna use, that's gonna push us further. So right off the bat, as you can see here, the best skill for melee would be the Thunder Explosion. Okay. The second skill best for melee would be uh, Whirlwind, due to the fact that you can keep moving and doing damage at the same time. But there's two different things, right? So it's used different skills have different tags, and skill have different weapon uh, restrictions. So when it says all weapons, I mean any weapon can use it. Spells is a tag that's saying this skill is a spell. It has area effect, meaning it does damage in a big size. It has strike, physical, and projectile. If you stick with those, then you can make it stronger with the link runes. So runes have tags as well. Totem, meaning you cannot put this on a thorn explosion. It needs to have totem tags to use the totem. Precision, so it has bow, sentry, and projectile, right? So this, as long as I have it's one of the three, you can use it. Alright, so minion, like minions, it has a tag, and you need a tag minion for the skill to work. And then attack or spell. Attack meaning attack skills, spell meaning spell skills. Alright, so you guys want to focus on that, right? So uh, let's say that we bought Dawn Explosions, and if you want to play melee, you want to take the Whirlwind and Dawn Explosion, two of the easiest skills to link together. And then the link rune you want to link with is the um, trigger. You will get it as you progress for free. Alright, and the trigger ring rune that you want for attack skills would be, um, we're gonna look into that right here. It would be this one, spell activation on attack hit. So every time you put this link rune in, um, let's see, level 1, buy right now. You can do that as well. So if you go to companion, buy, you can buy from there when you got gold, right? So you have this, okay? So let's say I want to play this 2 skill. I want to place the skill where um, I can maximize all 12 slots, right? So if I were to spin Whirlwind, it would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 slots right here. See where my mouse is going? And if Dawn Explosion would then get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 links room right there. So it then prioritizes all the spots. Then you have this other spot to put other skill, right? So that's the thing we want to look into, right? And and make everything organized. No, I don't want that there. I want this there. All right. So give me a second here. So you gotta think about that. So prioritizing your skill and have it ordered is very important. So like say let's say here that to say that this is all 6 runes. I'm gonna get another one right here. Um, let's just show you guys how this works, right? So right, so you see how that works, and then you have another one all here, right? See how this works? So it's important to have 6 color right away. Um, Now there's a couple ways you can do this. One is to have the what we call it is the hex hex link rune. So you go to rune enchant, you put in the skill, and this is the free to get rune birth essence. Right? You need rune birth essence in order to spin the number of colors. See that? Then you need rune link essence to then reposition those colors. Okay? And then you need rune color essence to change the color of each spot. It's random, so you keep spinning until you hit. And then you would then have hex rune. When you put this onto a skill, it will automatically turn to six links or six slots. Then you also have this, which then give you a 20% chance of getting 6 slots, 80% chance of getting 5 slots. All right. This is a free version, free way of doing. So you wanna keep farming and doing maps until you get this, right? Or chaos maps to do this to get lots of this rune birth essence, right? So you keep spinning every single skill until you get 6 color or six slots. So basically, that's the idea. You want to get as quickly as possible because you want to get stronger. You need 6 rune. So now we covered that, right? And you see on the bottom it says 1 out of 1 2500. So at max you get 2500. You get 3 chances. Okay, the first one it's going to be 750, the next one is going to be 1500, and then the next one is going to be 2500. Okay, so you need to keep spinning, or you need to find 750 rune birth essence uh, in order to spin your first free. They give you one free, three free actually, three free skill with the. So the main thing you want to focus on is your main skill, your secondary skill, and then your buff skill. What I mean by buff skill. So it's called enhanced skill. So what we can do is we can do this. We can put in this search, and it will pop all the enhanced skill, right? Uh, so attack enhance. So we put in attack. So that won't work. We can put in attack. So as you can see, this is for it's a spell, and it is for all weapons, and at the same time it has attack enhance and duration, right? So this will increase melee damage amplification. Any skill with the tag melee, like this, will get the damage amplification, okay, and attack speed. Alright. Another one, that's the melee one, is for the ranger. Ranger, range like arrows, shooting from far away. Uh, Marksman is the one you want. Okay, it will increase projectile damage. Okay, uh, projectile is anything like that has a projectile tags. Any skill with projectile tags will then get the buff of the damage amplification. Okay, another one is this. You can get this one, but I don't recommend this one. Um, I'd rather have this. You can get crit rate from somewhere else, but if in the beginning you are looking to play crit build, this is okay. End game, you want to swap that over to marksman if you're playing bow. And then the spell version would be the release element here. Release element is another attack enhance buff spell, which then give you elemental damage and cast speed for your spell. Okay, you guys want to focus on those three in the beginning. Your main skill, your secondary skill, and then your enhanced skill need to be 6 link. Now let's go back into the skill and let's figure out what we need. So let's say I have a skill that is level 1 and is 6 links, and what do I need for that particular skill. Okay, so let me find something here that I maybe have that is 6 link and level 1. So let's say I have this, and I have this, and I have this, right? So, and then I say I have this one. All right. So let's say I have 2 spells. Okay, vice versa. So different triggers is required for different skill. Some skill is channeling. Uh, so the trigger you want for your skill would be again, another thing I want to point out is the collection effect. The more slots skills you have of six slots, you get this all the stats for free. Um, Again, the more legendary rune collection you have all of this damage for free. So don't transfer them unless it's necessary. Okay. Any runes level 45, you get all this HP for free. Alright. And then rune compendium, the more scores you have, the more drop chance, gold chance, item drop rate. And the more uniques you have, the more gold you get. Okay. The more gold you get. Okay. And again, it's a collectible kind of. So the more skill you have as legendary, the better. You put it in the compendium, and you get boosts in damage, stats, and HP, and all the good stuff. Okay, so don't just transfer them and you're gonna lose it forever. So make sure you have extra to make more. And if you don't play it anymore, put it in compendium, guys. All right, to make you stronger. So that's since we're there. So different triggers have different things, right? So you have channeling, and you have spell on spell. Then you also have spell on hit. Alright, so let's talk about the triggers. First thing first, this is for attack skill connecting to the spell, meaning that your main skill is at attack and you want to play another spell. So you need this link rune to use. Okay, now what this does is it will reduce the cost of the activated skill, uh, mana cost, etc. It will convert 100% attack damage to the spell, and it crit rate to the spell, crit damage to the spell. Um, the trigger chance is 100%. Max one time hit when activated skill. You get 10% damage dampened for active skill. Alright, you get reduced damage for active skill, pretty much. This is for channeling. Skill that has channel, like whirlwind, it is a channel, has a channel tag. So you must have a channel tag to use this. So this will link to the let's say here, if I put this here and show you guys how this work. So you see how the direction of the arrow, you must follow the direction of arrow for it to work, right? So let's see here. We're gonna do this real quick so you guys see how this works. So since I have one blue, I need to change the positions so that I can hit that trigger like that. So when this is highlighted dark, this skill is connected. So both skills will work when I use it, right? So another way we do this is we can go check it out. So we're gonna need a weapon. Right? So now we're gonna buy a weapon. We're gonna go gear shop. You should go to buy a weapon. So whirlwind needs area needs range, which is what we have here. So now whirlwind. Now this is one hand. Try to get two hand. Sorry, two hand has higher damage. All right. So to see if a weapon has higher damage, you look at the attack. Okay, and then you hit the magnifying glass. Once you hit the magnifying glass, it tells you the mid max. Mid max mean is it 3140? No. Is 20? Is it 2640? Yes. The highest the range of the damage, the better. So lowest it will be 26. Highest it will be 40. Okay. Crit rate will be the 12, and then weapon range is the 260. Okay. So you want more weapon range for whirlwind. So now we have that, and then uh, now we equip both skill. Now we're gonna go see in in dummy testing. Okay. So now that skill is active. I need to equip the secondary skill, right? Now the problem is right there. Sorry, it should not be here. It should be here. Oh, can't put it there, so I'll put it there. So both skill are active. Uh, if you're on your computer, press T. It will turn off the auto attack. All right. As you can see. Now the problem is, I cannot use this. It's required level 85, so that's why you don't see a difference. I want to try to get one to show you guys how this works. It's right here. Oh, can't do that there. So now we're gonna go back to here. My apologies, guys. My apologies. I did not pay attention to that. But that's how you connect the two skill. Spell activation on channeling. Spell activation on spell. Hit. Spell activation on hit. That's a different one. We're gonna take a look later. So my apologies. Show you guys here. Right there. Spin this. Show you guys everything. And then spin this. There we go. Alright. So this is just a showcase of what you guys need to do in the beginning to progress faster. Okay. Alright. So now both skills should work. So every time Whirlwind hits, I get a chance to proc the second skill. Alright. Now if your skill is not channeling, it just say a spell to a spell, then what we can do is then we need a spell activation spell on hit. Alright. So now let's go see that how that works. So you can trigger a spell to a spell, an attack to a spell, a channel to a spell, but you cannot proc an attack to an attack. That's the thing about it. Alright. Sorry, real quick. Alright, so we're gonna spin this until it hits that. Okay. Alright, so now this is a spell to a spell. So we just saw attack to a spell, right? So now we just saw a spell to a spell. So now I'm gonna equip both and then see how this works. Right? There must be a. There we go. It's just a little bug. So yeah, so that's a spell to a spell. Okay. Some skill you can get for free. Some skill you have to use the boxes from event. Um, so now we're gonna see what's the difference. Skills you want to play or skills that's really good and the meta, you have to either get it from chess or you get it from so you get a chess. I believe it's one of maybe none. Oh, right here. This skill is from uh, guild chess. This is a guild chess. Guild exclusive rune selection chess. You can choose any skill that you can get from guild. Some skill you cannot get from monsters. You cannot buy from shops. You cannot even find it outside. So you have to be this is exclusively for guild only. So it's good to join a guild so that you can obtain this stuff. Another chest is the selection. I don't know if there's one here for this event. Yeah, no. So another is the selection chest from the um, quests you do and stuff you get. Um, and, and then the other one is and then the other one is the other trigger is we're gonna talk about is the spell on uh, spell on hit, which is this one. Spell activation on hit. Okay, what is this? So what basically this does is any skill with cooldown, you will use this. So let's say if I were uh, to play a spell and I want to use a skill that has long cooldown, you would then use that skill on the long cooldown, where it then reduce the cooldown of the skill. That's what it's intended to do. It it reduced the skill cooldown by 85%. Okay, this is only used for when you want to play those kind of skill. Like one of them will be uh, explosion arrow. Is one of the skill that has long cooldown. Rain of arrows has cooldown 25 seconds. It's another one. Um, Blizzard is one of them. Has a 30-second cooldown. Okay. Blizzard. Then you got explosion arrow with 20 seconds cooldown. Stuff like that. Uh, uh, electric arrow has 25-second cooldown. Those are the three or yeah, those are the three that has long cooldown. So you want to use that trigger on those to basically reduce the cooldown of those skills. Alright. And then as mastery goes, first thing you want weapon damage. This increase your weapon damage, and then you want to focus more weapon damage if you do, and lastly damage amp. If you're doing non-crit, if you do a crit, then you need gear crit on the second, and then damage amp on this one. And then for the alchemy on the potions, you want all the potions. Okay, it helps a lot. Mana potions, HP potions, enhanced potion duration. You want all the potions all the way down to this one, Spring Inspiration, and then you want the Absolute Perfection as well. Okay, and then that's that. And then relics. Relics, you want to focus on what your skill is. So if your skill is physical, focus on physical ones. It has area attacks, focus on area attacks. If it has another thing with relics is that relics is for you to get extra damage and effect. So basically, the basically if you're a physical caster is number one because of the physical damage buff here. Okay, this is active skill, meaning that it every seconds, every uh, let's say every 6 seconds you get a buff. This is your buff from your relics. This is the passive skill, meaning only passive skill you can stack. You cannot stack the active skill. So say if you are a melee, you will then get this caster. If you are elemental, then you will get Scepter. Scepter is the active skill of this one, 50% damage amplification. This is huge for damage boost. Okay, though you take more damage, but you're playing range, so try to keep away from getting hit. Alright, and then there's that, and then the other one is the cast speed. If you want to do cast speed, if not, you get more hit rate. Either way. And then lastly, you want to focus on movement speed on your boots. It's really important to get movement speed so you can run faster. The faster you run, the better. So you can clear faster and you don't have to worry about it. Alright. And lastly, third one is your third skill. So this is the three skill you want to have uh, on in the beginning to get the most damage. Okay, your first skill, secondary skill, and then your buff skill. All right, and then the next one is the movement. I'm going really quick. I'm trying to close out the video. So the movement skills, you can just do movement, movement, movement. Okay, that's not. So the church is not even working. Um, so movement skill are like this: leap, you leap, you get uses count, right? You have surcharge, you must use a shield, and you get 4 counts there. Okay. When you legendary awake them, they get more counts. Sprint give you more movement speed, right? Uh, the best ones are for the beginning is if you're using a shield, shield charge is the best. If you're not using a shield in the beginning, leap, and then leap and roll is the two that you want to use. Okay. If you don't want to use roll, you then can use teleport. Teleport. Okay. Again, you want to see which one give you the most use count, so that way you can skip spamming and clear faster. Okay. Focus on those. All right. So the first is gonna be um, like this. Let's just say like this. Okay. You put all your runes there. All your runes there. Okay. All your runes there. Let's just say you got all your runes there, and then the for the let's properly do this. Okay. So now we have 2 spells, right? Uh, so let's say I want. So what is my spell consist of? What does my spell says? My spell says Judgment of Light. So what does this do? It highest elemental damage. What does that mean? Meaning whatever your element is, it will do that damage. Okay, or you most focus on, it will do that damage. Okay. So what I have is electric ball. It is lightning. So what I need to focus now is I need to get anything with strike, lightning, and and I did, like, let's say, okay, an area effect. So it has area effect tags. I'm gonna need two, and then it is elemental. So I want to need quick cast, additional lightning, spell damage increase. This is what I get in the beginning, right? And again, in the beginning, you won't get 6 color right away. So you gotta keep in mind. So what should I focus on? Well, you wanna focus on anything that give you damage on spell, like if you're playing spell, yeah. Get something to give you. If you play physical, you need something like this, physical. If something have area effect, you wanna use area effect because it increases the size of the skill, which is good. And if anything with time acceleration, which then increases skill recovery. So what does time acceleration do? It reduces the cooldown. It reduces the cooldown. That's what it means. Recovery, skill cooldown, recovery, reduce the cooldown. All right. So and then this is lightning. I'm gonna put lightning there as well, and I'll put lightning here as well. It takes the highest damage, so that's my skill. Um, Again, you guys want to play around with it. So then you'll need quick cast, and then I'm gonna need another quick cast here, and etc. All right. So the main ones you want for your, so basically that's the beginner. So that's what you're gonna assess to. As you progress, it's get better. Um, so I can get teleport. You can get roll in the beginning, and you can get leap in the beginning. Right? See? Because each skill has its own element, like fire, area effect, projectile, cold, physical, projectile, right? Stuff like that. So then, you wanna put uh, your your two your two skill uh, to connect to the same rune, so you don't have to spend too much resource, right? So another way you can do this is we can show you right here. So what does this arm? This arm is for movement skill, and then use count you can get later as you progress. So you want this arm and use count. So what is use count? Let's see here. Use count, go here. Use count. Let's get level 1. So you guys can literally buy every rune, every link possible in the game through compendium now. You don't need to go to a shop anymore, right? And then you would need, so we have time XL, and then we're gonna need increase duration. Excuse me, and then decrease duration. So you guys want that right off the bat for your enhanced skill. Um, so basically, I'm gonna go through that right now. So this is the setup for your beginning. Okay, this is the setup you want for the beginning. All right. So let's say I have another skill, another rune here to increase damage, another rune here to increase damage, vice versa, another rune here to increase damage. So this is the setup you want to have, right? This right here. Later on, you will unlock more, but you want to keep it at 6. Um, and you wouldn't then you would then get like another rune called enhanced rune effect, enhanced um enhanced effect. So you will get like this one, and you get like this one. So that's 5, and then you would get like so you will get like this one, and then this one, and the next one will be the totem activation, and you can have totem. But for right now, this is pretty good enough. But you still want a 6, so then later on you don't have to worry about it, right? So this is set up, and if you're playing crit, then both skill must have critical rune in there. So increase the crit rate of the skill of both skill. Um, Later you can then make this go a different angle, so that you can share the rune. Different angles would be like you will go here, rune chant, and then you would put in the trigger, and then you will use the this one. You can craft this. You want to change the direction like that. So now you gotta play around, and then you gotta make it. You gotta make connect. So then you gotta rearrange all your skill, so this way it shares everything that you want, right? That's part of of getting stronger. You want to rearrange to to how you can achieve. So now let's say this one here, I get 6 here, and it goes up to this, and I get 6 here, right? Or I want to do this, this, and then I get 6 here. Nope, I get 6 here. Let's show you guys how this layout works. And then let's say I have only level 1 find weakness. Now this two will connect, and then I can just then don't have to spend too much on everything, right? Right. So you see how that works, right? So um, sorry, right here. So you see how that works, right? You then want to rearrange, and you want to play around. You're always constantly rearranging your skill. If this is set, then you're good. If this is the setup you like, then that's good. You want to keep it this way, right? In the beginning, you don't have that. You don't have that option. What you have is you have this. You have this option. So you gotta play with it, right? Um, Again, once you can then change the direction of your trigger, you gotta rearrange everything else. Okay, and then that's why you gotta start spinning the. If your skill is already 6 color, don't spin it again. Never spin it again. All you need to do is change the direction and change the color. That's all you really need to do. You don't need to do anything else to affect your skill, because it's already 6. If you change it again, it's gonna go back to 1. So keep that in mind. Don't get sucked into it, right? And then another thing is, if you're not playing critical, then you must have persistent strike. Persistence gives the most damage, strike damage to any skill with a strike tag. Any skill with a strike tag, persistence will work. Persistent though will disable crit damage, so you will not crit, but you do a lot more damage in the beginning. So again, there's multiple ways to play this game, and builds, multiple ways to build. So if the skill has arrow effect, you want to arrow effect tags. Anything with arrow effect rune tags, then you can use it. So that's how the game works. Um, I hope this helps you guys can progress too. I know this is a long video. Thank you for sitting down and tuning in. If you have any more questions, please leave in the comments. I'm happy to help you any way possible I can. Again, in the beginning, you want 2 movement skill. You want to have 1 buff skill. You want to have 1 defensive skill. There's also toggles where it drains your mana every seconds, but once you turn it on, it stays on. And a good one would be the enduring pain. Enduring pain is a toggle. You put it on, it stays on. So if you like in melee range, this is really good for stacking armors and give you damage at the same time. Another one would be so you say toggles. It will show. Okay, it won't show all toggles. That's interesting. Filters not filtering. Um, yeah. So right here. It shows you all the toggles, right? So toggles here are precisely that. So this is all the toggles possible. And then you start getting seals. You start getting seals if you're low on crit rate, and you use seal of crit. If you're high on crit rate, at 700 points or more, level 160, then change it out for strike seal, which give you damage amp. Um, there's also lightning seal, which does lightning damage, etc. And shock enemy, which you do more damage. So there's that right there. But in the beginning, focus on having skill that you like and strong, so you can push content, right? Every skill can push the content to the end game where it scales off. Um, then you can then you have resources and things you save up. You can switch. Um, it takes time. You can then switch, and if you want to have a filter where like skill with strike, it's all here. You can use the filter option, and then shadows. It shows all the shadow skills, right? What is shadow? Shadow is a rune. There's 2 of them. There's the melee version. It makes a copy of itself and does the same skill. Really strong. Um, you can focus on those skills. They're great. Another one is the archer. Let's do shadow. Shadow. So the archer, which is then you summon the thing again, and it does archer, right? So there's that, right? Again, you can use the filter option here in the compendium to look for specifically what you want, right? And then you can convert as well. Convert a skill that's elemental to physical, which then is stronger as well. So there's a lot of ways to play. Please leave in the comments if you like this video, but if you don't, just give it a thumbs down. I'm cool with that. Give me suggestions, that's fine. Please leave comments. Anything that you suggest would be greatly appreciated, guys. Thanks for watching. Catch you guys in the next video.